Hello everyone, and welcome to our second royal reading of today, a Sunday. And it is a very low vibe in a story that I'm reading on. Unfortunately, we have to go there sometimes because the person in question is going there allegedly. And this is the story about Meghan's alleged £200,000 glow up. And the glow up is a part of her plot to upstage Kate, according to an article. And I unfortunately don't know where the article came from. I only have the text of the article. It's one of those Apple News things I couldn't open. And it's floating around on social media. It was, I think, published on the 1st of April. So it could just be a giant hoax. Could be a joke. But anyway, we're going to look at it. So that's a bit of a disclaimer there at the very start of this. But according to this article, Meghan has a £200,000 plot to upstage Kate. It's called Kate in the article, and immediately following it says the Duchess, meaning Meghan. So Meghan is the Duchess, and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is reduced to Kate. So the Duchess is undergoing a drastic glow up and is determined to enter the lion's den looking better than ever. The lion's den, of course, being the coronation. And the article goes on to say she's spending a fortune on clothes and jewellery. She's treating herself to the best spa treatments Beverly Hills has to offer, meaning that London, of course, can't compete. And setting hundreds of thousands aside on a wardrobe and bling that will knock Kate out of the park. Meghan feels that Kate's look is very plain and boring, and she doesn't deserve the fashion plaudits she gets. Tell that to Tom Cruise walking her up the stairs at the premiere of that movie. Tell that to William when Kate showed up in that gold dress at the James Bond premiere. Tell it to the rest of us. But anyway, Kate's look is boring, and she doesn't deserve the fashion plaudits she gets. Okay, nasty. So wherever it came from and whoever wrote it, and even if it's a joke, nasty. So we have a rather nasty little tarot deck out, Mystic Monday's Tarot on a Sunday. It's a very shiny, blingy tarot deck. Unfortunately, it is going to shine in the light that I have on because it's getting quite dark here and we've got rain coming again. I'm going to do a Celtic Cross. I'm going to look at this. There's Strengths just popped up. We'll put that card back in, shuffle it back in. We're going to have some fun with a Celtic Cross and look at this nasty little article and have a look and see, is Meghan trying to outdo Kate in the glamour stakes? Kate, of course, will be wearing one of those famous tiaras. If they're wearing tiaras, there's rumours now that they aren't going to. And Kate, I don't think, has to resort to things like Ozempic, which some people speculate Meghan Markle has resorted to, and all of that. She's probably going the route that people do before the Oscars, you know, go and starve yourself, get locked away at some spa. Maybe that's why she's disappeared. Drink lettuce water and emerge a month later looking fantastic. If only we could all do that and reality didn't intrude. But there we go. Celtic Cross coming up with the Mystic Monday's Tarot. And remind you as I lay the cards out, it's tarot for fun, for entertainment, all my opinion, all speculation, archetypal energy that we read on here. And disclaimer in the box below. You may read it and form your own opinion on whether Meghan Markle is spending £200,000 on trying to outdo Catherine, the Princess of Wales, at the coronation. Imagine having £200,000 to just burn on clothes and jewellery and spa treatments because you are so threatened by someone else's natural inner beauty that you have to go and purchase your own. That is, of course, my bit of snark for the day. And we've got a Four of Pentacles coming out as our underlying energy. Four of Pentacles is, well, hang on to your coin. It's a mean card. It's a card about status and position and hanging on to that for all it's worth. Being just mean-spirited. We're not literally talking about mean with money. Money is no object according to this article. She has so much money. She can easily afford to blow £200,000 on all of this pimping and preening. I would hate to be in her shoes when she faces the Lords of Karma and they tell her where she's going next. But anyway, there we go. Four of Pentacles, our underlying energy. And yeah, it sort of tells its own story about just wanting stuff. More and more stuff. Let's have a look at the situation that we are reading on. Oh, the tragedy of it all. The Eight of Cups in reverse. I'm tilting the cards away from the light as best I can. They're very shiny cards. Eight of Cups in reverse. What misery and what suffering and what sorrow and wailing and lamentations that you are short and have a box-shaped figure and are not built along the same streamlined lines that Catherine is. So it's a tremendous source of sorrow to her. And yes, can't leave this behind, can't get away from it, because every time she goes back to the royal family, there she is, all dumpy and stumpy and in her Wallace outfits, her Wallace lookalike clothes. And there's Catherine, effortlessly tall and glamorous, and can walk in those precipitous heels over cobblestones, heaven knows how, on her tippy toes, I imagine, with those strong calf muscles that Meghan doesn't have. And I don't have to say allegedly, because she doesn't have them. So let's see what her particular problem is. Her particular problem is the Princess of Wands in reverse. That's not winning the PR battle. That's it's heartbreaking, really. You know, my heart bleeds. Princess of Wands in reverse. Just not getting. She's not getting the good stories. She's not winning this PR battle. It's a very one-sided battle. Catherine, I'm sure, couldn't care less. There was mention in this article, by the way, of the lip gloss that Catherine so begrudgingly shared, not wanting to get whatever things might come back on the lip gloss, shall we just say. For legal reasons, we won't go into what those things might be. But anyway, what's going on behind the scenes is Meghan locked away in some spa right now, sweating off those extra pounds and being all glammed up. Six of Cups. It's a bit of a lush kind of Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is about the past, really. It's about childhood and friends. I would say with this Six of Cups and in the nature of this reading, I would say she's living out an ambition that comes from the past. And there was that video, which I've never had the stomach to really watch, but of her when she was a teenager. She was driving around LA. She was pointing out all the high-end shops, you know, the big names, the brands, the luxury brands, and longing to be shopping in those places. So I think with this card, with this kind of indulgent energy that normally the Six of Cups does not have, I think we're going into her childhood and we're living out a childhood fantasy. And when I say childhood, I mean teens. So I think that is what's going on. She's indulging, she's pampering, she's being spoiled, she's doing all the things that she wanted to have done to her, to have happen to her when she was young. Finally, she's got the money to do it. What is her goal? What's her focus? What's her conscious mind on? It's the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Again, the sense of it's not fair. Six of Pentacles is equality, is reciprocity, sharing, charity, what you put into a situation, but she wants to take. She wants to take, and I'm reading energy here. I'm interpreting energy. This is my interpretation. This is my opinion of these cards as a tarot reader, but the tarot is telling me that she wants to take from the situation. She feels currently that she is not getting the best news. She's not getting she's got the raw end of the deal so far. Now is her chance to set things right. tell us about the past, this competition with Catherine that she seemed to feel was going on. 4 of Wands. And I think, again, we've got 2 4s here, and 4s are stability and the status quo, really. This is the way it is. I think she feels that in the past, Catherine was the one that was favoured by the firm. Catherine was the one that had all the luck. And I've seen this card come out in a reading I did on Harry and his feelings towards Prince William, the Prince of Wales, that he felt that William was the one that was leading the charmed life with the lovely marriage and the support of the firm and the beautiful children, and everything was just perfect. And I think Meghan feels the same. That's the energy that's coming off. That's how I'm interpreting these cards. That Meghan looks back and thinks that Catherine had it easy. She came from a perfect home environment. And anyone looking at the Middletons would think it was perfect, but they worked at it. And they had their problems. I'm sure behind closed doors, plenty of problems, but there was also the James Middleton drama with his mental health. So not all perfect there, but Meghan looks at it and sees, she had it easy. She was spoiled. She went to all those fancy schools, perfect parents, blah, blah. Met William at university, everything just rolled effortlessly out for her. That's how she feels. Coming up, coronation. What is going to happen with this competition from Meghan's point of view at the coronation? What is she going to do? 7 of... Laugh. 7 of Wands, but 7 of Wands in reverse. She's not going to win this fight. Not at the coronation. What a surprise. It's a card of of being defensive, of having to push back against criticism. And when it's in the reverse, you can't. You're vulnerable. You're exposed. So if she's carrying £200,000 on her back, if she's gone and bought herself a very fancy tiara, and I went and looked, Lady C told us where you go and buy your tiaras, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the jewelers in London. But I went and looked at the tiaras. You can also rent a tiara from them, loan a tiara. But she might blow an enormous sum of money on a tiara, but it's going to be the subject of mockery, hilarity even. People are going to be hee if she shows up, because she's going to get it wrong somehow. And again, you don't need a tarot reader to tell you that. Past. We just have to look at the past and see how things went in the past. However much money she threw at her wardrobe, it just never quite worked. It never quite hit the right notes. And I do feel sorry for her. She wasn't brought up in that environment. She's not apparently using stylists that she should be using. So, there's a part of me that thinks, oh my Lord, if I had to show up, the mortification. But yeah, I would have the sense, I hope, to get some help from Sophie. Sophie would be my go-to person. Sophie, help. Anyway, Meghan's attitude to Catherine, who she calls Kate, and make sure she is the Duchess in the story, her attitude to her Queen of Wands, she wants to dominate her. She wants to be top dog here. She wants to be the one. A bit of a Rihanna energy coming off that card. Anyway, I suppose it's the whole tropical thing going on. But she wants to be the one that has that's got the sizzle in this situation, because Meghan equates sex appeal or sexiness with style and class. And so that off-the-shoulder number that was mocked so mercilessly in South Park. But she wants to be the one that everyone says, oh, she's so hot, like Pippa at the wedding, Pippa's derriere. Meghan wants to have that moment. She doesn't want Catherine to have it. She wants to have it. What pressure is she under, apart from just being short and dumpy, in my opinion, with giant feet? The Lovers. Ooh. My first thought, and I'm going to articulate it because this is how it rolls here on this channel. I don't censor myself unless I think that there's some legal consequence to something I might be dying to say. My first thought is that her biggest challenge is actually her husband, and the fact that her husband might say, wow, when he sees Catherine. and not wow when he sees her. He might say, ugh, when he sees her. Even though he seemed to be delighted with her in that ghastly red dress where all the people were under her skirt trying to force her into it. A very unfortunate image in the Netflix mockumentary. So I think she's worried about, the pressure she feels is that, first of all, there might be straying eyes, straying glances from Harry. She's under pressure to make her and Harry look like the perfect couple, the two little lovebirds. Look at us. Maybe Harry's going to get a matching matching lining to his suit like he had when she wore the Green Goblin outfit and the Praying Mantis outfit, and he had matchy. So perhaps there's going to be some matchy, which might cause the sniggering I hear when I touch that card. But she also, the pressure is, William and Catherine, perfectly matched couple. They're physically matched. They're so in sync. And these two pink swans are very 80s pink swans, are perfectly matched and perfectly in sync. So she's under pressure to make that happen. Seemingly not really going to happen. So her hopes and fears in this rather snarky little reading, but why not? It was a horrible article. Princess of Cups. That's the Page of Cups. She wants people to love her. And I won't do my Sally Field imitation again. She wants people to love her. And this was the theme of the article that I read at the beginning of this reading, was that she thought that if she spent £200,000, that people would love her. She would buy their affection. She would restore her popularity by spending this giant amount of money. And the article ended with the fact that she fails to realize that it's Catherine. People like her because she's just a nice person, quite a humble, pleasant person, and that's why she gets all these plaudits, and that's why people are suspecting this might have been some sort of snark, some sort of April Fool's thing, or just not at all genuine. But anyway, this is the energy that's coming through in this reading, and she really wants people to love her again because she's wearing such expensive clothes. I think that pretty much sums her up in a sentence. Really does. And the great tragedy of her life is that 8 of Cups in reverse over there, they don't. Ultimately, how is it going to go for Meghan? Not coronation, we've looked at coronation, just ultimately with this pursuit of glamour and popularity and being a style influencer and being prettier than Catherine, better dressed and all the blah blah. How's it going to go for her? She's going to have something to celebrate. Small victories, the 3 of Cups, small victories. She might go home at the end of it and raise a glass to herself of very expensive champagne and say, well, it was fantastic, they loved me, and have some yes people around her and who say sugars or staff, paid staff who work 1 hour a week, who I'll say you were fantastic and they adore you, and some more syrupy articles like this one coming out about how marvelous she is. But the energy from that card tells me it's going to be a self-perpetuated story that she's going to tell herself over a glass of wine, and it's going to go round and round and round and round in that same circle of people. They love you, they adore you, you were the prettiest, you were the fairest of them all. Catherine, Catherine is nothing compared with you. But I'm not getting deals, I'm not getting magazine covers, I'm not getting British press falling over themselves to put her on the front cover and say Meghan Markle knocks it out of the park at the coronation. Not getting that. I'm getting more of a self-comforting there with that 3 of Cups, going home and saying, well, I was gorgeous, like that. A bit scary, strangely enough, bit of a scary energy coming off that card. anyway, there it is. That's the reading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.